Thank you all for taking the time to join me here tonight amidst your busy schedules. Due to globally expanding product we have, our team is experiencing explosive growth with increasing revenue and operating profit, even in this era of low growth and high interest rates. Today, I'm eager to share with you the challenges and solutions my team has encountered in maintaining and enhancing productivity for a product that is expanding globally. Specifically, I will focus on how we handle localization and increase productivity by using RPA, which stands for robotic process automation. Today's topic might seem lightweight and trivial compared to other subjects like a clean architecture or like how to use a twist in order to make your app as an modularized structure. It's probably why we have not seen much about localization in many conference talks up until now. However, in teams that serve a multinational user base, inefficient handling of localization extends beyond just impacting the team's productivity. It leads to a failure in conveying the company's values to its users. This can eventually result in diminishing the company's competitive edge, making it a crucial issue that must be discussed and addressed with utmost importance. So this is a big deal and definitely something we need to talk about. Before I begin, I would like to extend my gratitude to Florian and the Seoul iOS Meetup for making this presentation possible. In today's presentation, I will begin by briefly introducing the conventional localization process employed by most teams. Following this, I will define the issues related to efficiency and productivity decline resulting from the traditional process. Subsequently, I will share how I derived solutions to enhance productivity as a resolution to these challenges. Finally, I will conduct a small workshop providing a step-by-step guide on how you can implement this new method in your own teams. Basically, I am just going to show you guys how to use RPA. Okay, let's see. Let's explore the localization process commonly practiced by most teams. When I asked my colleagues, they all follow a process similar to this diagram I'm showing you right now. Developers declare keys and values directly in the strings file and use these keys wherever localization is required. This traditional approach, commonly adopted by many teams, presents significant challenges, especially when maintaining services that are globally expanding. In the next slide, I will present the specific issues I have encountered, illustrated with concrete examples. The product I maintain currently supports 4 languages: Korean, Japanese, Arabic, English. Our team deploys a new game update at the end of each month, which includes around 40 new items, features, balance, patches, and other updates. During the biannual season changes, new characters and related items are added. All these updates must reflect the 4 languages we currently support, involving over 200 localization key value pairs. This number exceeds 250 if new characters are introduced. For each update, around 200 to 250 localizations are uploaded to Notion by our global and planning teams in each language. Then the iOS, Android client teams manually copy and paste these translations around 200 times to update the strings file. As the planning process doesn't always finalize in one go, translation updates on Notion can be quite haphazard. Developers must constantly check whether translations are complete and often track frequent changes even to already translated content. Due to this unstable process, the updated localization often lead to bug feedback from users about typos or incorrect translations, which in turn become bug reports that developers must address. According to the QA team, approximately 20% of all reported bugs are related to localization. This means that 20% of all this means that 20% of the team's productivity efficiency is being wasted on fixed bugs. If we can improve this issue with a better localization process and prevent 20% of the bugs from the outset, it means that we can allocate the 20% of the team's resources that were being wasted elsewhere. So let's summarize the issues that I just talked about. First, the reliance on manual copy and pasting by developers can lead to errors such as incorrectly setting key values. Developers must constantly stay informed about and track any changes or updates in the translation notion and then reflect this in the strings file. The addition of new languages increases the scope of localization that developers must handle, multiplying the number of translations required. So, for instance, let's say that your team is adding new language like Chinese or Vietnamese. This would increase the repetitions of localization tasks from 250 to 350. Fourth issue, it will be expanding to cover new languages also means that revisiting and adapting existing localizations, making language expansion a significant challenge. The last issue would be the complexity of the process results in high communication cost. Now that we have identified the problems, let's explore the solution that I came up with. To address the previously mentioned issues, I have conceptualized the structure illustrated in this diagram. To explain briefly, the remote document refers to a platform like a Google Sheets accessible by multiple collaborators. The RPA reads data from this document and provides the strings file directly to the client programmers. With this method, programmers no longer need to manually copy and paste hundreds of times, thus eliminating the risk of errors from incorrect copy and pasting. Additionally, developers will no longer have to constantly monitor the translation notion for updates. Even when new languages are added, developers won't have to bear the full burden of localization tasks as before. Once the remote document is updated, the global team simply needs to notify the client developers to run the RPA, significantly reducing communication costs. How can we implement this advantageous solution? So first, we need to figure out how to make the RPA to read data from Google Sheet. Let's explore that in a brief workshop starting now. So this is an QR code which links to the RPA code repository in my GitHub. For those who want to follow the process I'm about to do, please go ahead and download the RPA code. So first, you need to visit your Google Console website. Um, so in order to make your RPA to access your Google spreadsheet, you need to get a JSON format key from your Google. So first, you need to choose a project, make a project here if you don't have one. I already made one here, so I'm gonna use that one. So from this API service, please click this, and you need to enable um, two APIs from here. First, you need to enable Google Sheet API. So please click here to make it enabled. And then you need to enable Google Drive API. So these are two APIs that you need to make them enabled. And then you need to go to user certification information tab on the left, and from this screen you need to click this button, user certification information. I don't know how to translate this in English. Anyway, there's a button like this here, and you will see three different options here. In order to make your RPA access, you need to make a service account here. So please click the third button here. So after you set all these things, you'll see an account here. So if you click the account there, you'll see this screen. From this screen, you need to make a key, right? So there's a key button here. Please click here. Okay, please click the third tab here. I already made a key for myself, so it's here. But let's for you guys need to make a new key here. Make sure that it's in a JSON format, and make one here. Now you're gonna see a JSON file is being downloaded to your local file. You gotta use that JSON file with your RPA. So please save that. Right, so if you open the RPA code, maybe you need to set all this stuff. I wrote down the examples here and all this stuff. So after you download the JSON file, you're gonna see JSON file like this. Inside of this JSON file, you need a client email here. Please copy and paste this and and you need to share the email with your Google spreadsheet here. So please paste it like here, like this. And after you share it, now your RPA can access your the Google spreadsheet that you made. So let's run the RPA code with this command line. Now you are all set with your localization file. Like this, you don't need to copy and paste like several hundred times. So so by now you may be wondering how to name the key in your mind. Just like the question in your mind, in order to have effective teamwork, you need a strategy in order to name the keys. So for example, this file will be shared and managed by your team, your planning team or your global team. Those people need to know how to name the keys. For efficient teamwork, it's important to have a key naming that the global team and the planning team and developers can intuitively understand, right? The strategy I recommend for key naming is to use the design naming of screens that require localization. So for example, if it's a confirm button in the lobby screen, name it lobby on the dash bar confirm. I will show you an example in the next slide. So here you can see two examples. Looking at the first image, the planner can name the button of the key as a lobby on the dash bar bonus, considering it's the bonus button in the lobby. Upon viewing the second image, the planner can name the key as lobby on the dash bar side menu on the dash bar gift, as it's the gift button in the side menu of the lobby. For such naming, it's also important to decide what to collectively call each screen. This should be clearly determined in team meetings when creating new screen features or similar tasks. So the process we looked at earlier have solved the chronic problems that traditional localization process had. However, the method introduced earlier certainly has its disadvantages. The biggest disadvantage is that to maintain this localization process, it requires a well-coordinated team of at least 5 members. The second disadvantage is that all team members must be trained on the rules necessary for the localization process. At first glance, these two drawbacks might make the method seem complicated and resource intensive to implement in a team, but these two disadvantages can be overcome, and the proposed solution is implemented in the team. We can create an environment where developers can focus more on development, contributing significantly to an optimized work efficiency that is incomparable to before. This will soon be reflected in our products as improved performance with fewer bugs, and the company will be able to fully convey its value to the users through the products. So this is all. Thank you for having me tonight. Here are my GitHub and LinkedIn accounts. If you follow me, I'll follow you guys back. Thank you so much.
Thank you.